Welcome to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivey, and this is...
John Wilker, Vice President of RPG Research. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that researches and develops role-playing games in all formats and genres for all players.
And we utilize this research to achieve recreational, leisure, educational, and therapeutic goals. Today's main topic is...
Our main topic today is Tuckman's...
No, Avedon's interaction patterns.
Well, let's take a look at that script again, because I'm seeing small group dynamics, which is Tuckman's.
No.
And Avedon's interaction patterns are different than the small group dynamics.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into that in the main topic.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have this here ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's... The interactive patterns are good to talk about when you're talking about small group dynamics. But when we're talking about how small groups get together and operate...
yeah.
We're talking Tuckman's.
Now, into just chatting, before we begin with that, was there a reason why you don't have your fez on today?
Because I have mental health issues.
I think we all do here.
I have never met anyone who didn't have a mental health issue. So if you are shy about admitting that you have a mental health problem, let's put it this way. If you don't have a mental health problem, you're a unique individual and you should probably get checked.
Yeah. Also, and this has just been my experience, I don't trust any therapist who isn't actively trying to deal with their own mental health issues.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be talking to you about that.
True. So, we were talking about some of the issues that recreational therapists have with Medicaid.
Well, Medicare and Medicaid, both. And it's a coverage issue.
Yeah.
Now,
for full disclosure, you are a recreational therapist.
I am a recreational therapist. Hawk's a recreational therapist.
I am not.
We have a couple CTRSs, which are certified recreational therapists, which means while I can practice in Washington, they can practice anywhere.
Yeah.
But when you are running recreational therapy and you're not part of a hospital, because the laws, at the federal level, requires that rec therapy gets paid for within the first so many hours and so many days, and how much they have to pay for. But outpatient rec therapy, which is, hey, I'm no longer in the hospital. Or I have issues that don't require hospitalization, but rec therapy would help me. So, unfortunately, the only way to get Medicaid or Medicare to cover that, Medicare is the number one thing that will cover it. And yes, you can have both state Medicaid and federal Medicare at the same time. But in order to get Medicare to cover it, and they will cover 80%, you have to be working under the auspice of a psychologist or other prescription writing individual, a doctor, to do a recommendation, a permission slip, if you will. I know there's a word for it, but I'm not coming up with it. So you get a referral.
Yeah, that's what it is. It was on the tip of my tongue as well.
Yeah. So you get a referral from a psychologist, doctor, or anybody else who has the power to write prescriptions and referrals to other agencies. Then Medicare will cover 80% of that cost. Which is a huge deal, because I know from experience that I have to charge a small fortune for clients.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much we were getting for our educational client, but from my point of view, asking for this much money was obscene almost.
Yeah.
But the reality was, I wasn't asking for enough.
Now, there can be a much wider conversation that we can have about the cost of Medicare and Medicaid and hospitalization in the United States, but that is going to be outside of the preview of this talk show.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we're talking about, though, is an independent recreational therapy organization.
Like RPG Therapeutics.
Yep. Has to really only give services to rich folks.
Which is unfortunate because everyone has problems.
Right. And everybody could use some recreational therapy, especially politicians. But the without an associate or going to other places like behavioral health or to other doctors and such, we can't get clients that will be covered by Medicare. And I think that should be changed. Because I understand on one half that the argument would be, but you need somebody of those levels to justify the government paying for it. The extra cost of getting those people of that level to write a recommendation for outpatient recreational therapy, and unless you have a direct relationship with these guys, you get those referrals is very hard.
Yeah.
To advertise that we have the services, and if you have Medicare, you'll be covered, then that would be a big difference.
Now, isn't there also an issue with, and I believe this is one of the things that we were talking about earlier on the drive here, that even if we can get coverage for Medicare, for example, because we do a lot of our stuff outside of the hospital, honestly, where we have problems getting that too.
Well, the outside of the hospital, we currently do not have a community center anymore.
Correct.
Or a building to run rec therapy out of.
Yeah.
We're back to our original mobile services with 2 toy haulers and a bus. And that's our portable rec therapy centers, gaming centers. We can run all the different types of role-playing games, whether it's computer, LARP, etc., from those places. And again, the only way we get paid as rec therapy, not just as the volunteer RPG research, is to have big dollar bill people paying for it.
Yeah. People who can afford to not rely on Medicare.
Yeah. For example, one of the clients I had, I know they couldn't pay for it themselves, but the school district had to pay for it. Large organization like MDA.
Yeah.
And other big groups like that can get us in, like for doing a summer camp or something like that.
Yeah, basically, you need the backing of larger organizations that are outside of individual wealth at times.
Right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the vast majority of people cannot afford our services.
which is unfortunate. Because honestly, I'm still under the poverty line at some points. I grew up poor. I understand how useful role-playing games can be.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that should be the preview of the rich or the middle class. I feel role-playing games would be useful for everyone. And that is the honest-to-God feeling.
Right. Another group of people that can pay for our services are the correctional facilities. They can afford our therapy.
But then we are dealing with the stigma that, that a lot of the correctional facilities have, that certain things are just bad, like role-playing games.
It's actually getting easier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Washington State, for their largest juvenile detention center, was actively seeking bids for rec therapists to come in and run role-playing games.
Yeah, and
actually, any therapist,
mm-hmm.
because the person who got the bid, or the group that got the bid, was located closer.
Yeah, and that's more convenient for them.
Yeah, I had a wonderful. I mean, they sent me back a letter praising all the details I went into on what our program would look like,
mm-hmm.
and they chose the other team, who were not rec therapists. They were therapists who used role-playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And the primary reason they got it over us is location.
Yeah. The reason why I brought up the stigma is we live in Washington, which is a bit more progressive in some of its mindsets.
Yeah.
But that's not the case everywhere.
That is true. What you need is prison systems.
Yeah.
First of all, I know this is going to be mistaken as political conversation, but I'm not talking about politicians. I'm talking about merchants.
Okay. Yeah.
So
the for-profit prison system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care what your opinion about for-profit systems are, but I will mention the fact that they're working on a profit motive, and they're more about punishment than rehabilitation.
Yeah, there's something to be said about justice, the distribution of justice with a cost behind it, where they're going after the cost first. There's a problem there.
Yeah, they're going after profit.
Yeah.
So you lack the motivation on a for-profit model to not have people come back.
Well, you also lack the motivation to be objective.
Right.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But in those prison systems,
mm-hmm.
which are about rehabilitation, give those for-profit places a bonus if nobody comes back.
Yeah, there's... I feel smarter minds than mine that are more familiar with that entire system could maybe come up with let's call it a carrot and stick scenario with them, where there would be a higher motivation for rehabilitation, but I haven't seen it in play yet.
Yeah. But in those places where rehabilitation is the goal,
mm-hmm.
And they have found that any kind of creative program, whether it's guitars, painting, theater,
mm-hmm.
has an 80% success rate of preventing people from coming back, recidivism rate.
Yeah.
In the other places, it's an 80% failure rate if you're looking at recidivism to be the goal. So it's just the opposite.
So for me, as someone who's grew up doing a lot of art, and more than anything, I identify as an artist because I can't stop creating. It's an issue at times. I find it interesting that having a creative outlet is that important to the human psyche. And not just because, oh, I'm a creative person. No, everyone I feel needs to have some type of creative outlet.
Right. And when you add role-playing games, which literally helps you teach social skills, problem solving, and can offer you a new cohort system of people to go hang out with instead of the guys who got you in the prison in the first place. That is a very good program to have in prisons.
Yeah.
And some places are starting to do it. There were articles, documentaries. We were involved in a documentary that did not get fully kickstarted.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. About what people do to play role-playing games in prisons, despite the fact that
the regulations against it.
Well, no dice.
Yeah.
Because that's gambling.
I think some of them came up with spinners.
Paper chits.
Yeah.
In a cup. Creating their own dice. You take a bar of soap and you can make a die 20 out of it.
Just don't make a D4.
Why not?
Because that's going to be painful and slippery.
Well, you make the square D4.
Yeah.
It's more of an oblong, and you roll it this way.
Yeah, you do the crystalline ones as opposed to the pyramid ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be done safely. But it shouldn't have to be done at all.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the items, you have the same thing you do with the books and every other piece of recreation in the place.
Yeah.
You check it out. You return it. It's inventoried.
Yeah.
At the point you return it.
You do inventory control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it a problem.
Yeah. I believe Hawk has a story, so it's not my story. I know it's not your story.
Right.
But he ended up he was doing role-playing games with some
prisoners.
With some prisoners, and at times people who were part of real-world gangs that were opposing each other that came to the table, and beef was squashed. And when they had a lockdown situation, it's the people who were participating in the role-playing games that they had the least issue with.
Right. The role-playing group had the least issue is because instead of getting riled up and doing everything else and going crazy waiting for this to blow over, they played role-playing games and put their focus somewhere else.
Yeah. And I unfortunately, my algorithm has moved away from this, but I loved it when I was watching a lot of social media stuff. I would get a lot of prisoners who actually also play role-playing games, so it wasn't just Hawk. A lot of them they liked playing role-playing games, and they were talking about how people who were like this gang has a problem with this gang, but there's each gang had people in the same game like let's squash certain things just because we don't want to mess with the game.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things is that...
So there's like a cascading effect outside of just the game.
Right.
Yeah.
They learn to communicate.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things about role-playing games in prison is that TSR, the inventors of role-playing games, not just the inventor of Dungeons & Dragons, but the inventor of role-playing games, they had a section in their Dragon magazine that was called Prison Mail.
I remember that, and I think Paizo continued that.
Yeah. Paizo is still working, trying to help people in prisons. But TSR was really trying, and they were getting email from prisoners and how role-playing games were helping them and things like that. If you needed a study done to justify role-playing games, it's already written. If they need a new study, it wouldn't take you long
I wouldn't be surprised that if they went to the right facilities, and by, I'm not talking about like, oh, we want to have this done, but just allowed them to talk to the prisoners about, like, do you guys roleplay? What do you see the benefits as? And talk to the prisoners. Mm-hmm. Get their side of the story. Effectively get it from the horse's mouth.
And all these different things, these programs are, as again, this is through the people that can afford it.
Yeah.
Now, the people who, when you have large groups assisting, then the poor people can get it, the disenfranchised, etc. But we do actually have some competition out there.
Okay.
So occupational therapy,
mm-hmm.
they're supposed to do the, can you hold a can in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
Can you cook, clean, all the ADLs, that's activities of daily living.
Yeah.
They're there to get those back for you.
Mm-hmm.
But they've, every once in a while, they go to Congress and try to get the rules changed of what they cover, updated.
Yeah.
And basically, they said, we do recreation. Mm. And for recreational therapists, that's like, we should have been paying attention to that, and argued against them putting recreation in there, because all that is trying to fold our work,
mm-hmm.
and then they're trying to take all our clients.
Yeah. I mean, would that, if they got, for example, that passed, would that mean that all recreational therapists are now occupational therapists as well?
No. First of all, it has been passed.
Okay.
Second of all, it doesn't make them recreational therapists. It makes them occupational therapists who can use games.
Okay.
But it's a way to claim clients that weren't traditionally yours.
Mm.
Which, it's all fair in a way.
Yeah.
Because it is, it's all market.
Yeah.
And marketing and trying to get people. Occupational therapists have the advantage of they're usually attached to a hospital,
mm-hmm.
so that they, that's how they get their clients.
Yeah.
But some niche recreational therapists,
mm-hmm.
They have to have a relationship with the providers, or they are not getting the clients that are needed.
Yeah.
Just needed to stay open. Now, we have addressed this at RPG Therapeutics,
mm-hmm.
by pivoting away from clients. We're going to the education model.
Okay.
Train the trainer.
Yeah.
Teach others to use role-playing games,
mm-hmm.
rather than relying on utilizing client base.
Right.
And part of the reason for that is the education model expands.
Yeah.
There will always be new people that have to be trained.
Mm-hmm.
There will always be different clients types that we can get. We can get educators, we can get therapists, we can get psychologists, we can get anybody who can provide by using roleplays, other types of therapists, etc. Mm-hmm. We can train those people into utilizing these type of programs. And next year there will be another batch of students coming online that need more training.
Yeah. Or people who just need touching up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But right now, we're at a stalemate.
Yeah.
When the rec center the RPG Research Recreation Center and Museum closed down because it was now our annual budget became our monthly budget, and we could not keep up with that.
There were a lot of things that we did not know would hit us, and it hit us pretty hard.
Yeah, the requirements for grants shifted.
Yeah.
I mean, our primary thing was before, we can't get grants because we don't have a building.
Yeah.
So let's get a building to have grants. Well, that's no longer enough. You have to have a DEI accounting.
Yeah. So I know that DEI can be a bit polarizing. I want to specify exactly what that meant for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
What that meant for us was that not only did we were we providing services for everybody,
which we already do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. We were providing services for everybody. We didn't care if your identities. We didn't care your politics. Mm-hmm. We didn't care skin color.
Yeah.
Lack of skin would have been concerning, but other than that,
yeah,
the whole thing about DEI practice was not an issue for us. It was having to prove we were meeting DEI goals. Mm-hmm. And documenting every client that when it came in that door.
And the way that, the way Hawk mentioned it to me was, instead of saying, what we were trying to do was, okay, we have members, we get their information there, and when they come in, we just document that. What they were expecting us to do was, every time someone came in, we had to give them a questionnaire about what is your identity, and that seemed a bit invasive.
It was very invasive, and it annoyed all of us.
Yeah.
And so we weren't able to fulfill that part of the requirements because we thought it was an invasion of privacy.
Yeah. And it kind of is.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I need one more gay person to walk in that door today, or we're not going to meet our quota.
And as someone who's worked retail and had, like, I need to push, for example, membership cards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, free membership card. The amount of people who say no, and after I started pushing it, I understand why a lot of people say no.
I don't want one more person tracking my
exactly
details.
Not only that, but I could say, and this is what I found out. So, full disclosure from a company that has already passed away. I used to work at Borders. We pushed the membership cards, which were free.
Right.
And we would say, like, we will never sell your information. And that was correct. The problem with that was Borders, in its closing and liquidation, sold itself to another company, and that company wasn't beholden to that agreement. That's the company that sold the information.
And I don't disagree with being open to everybody, including those who need extra help with their socializing.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we're providing a service, then that would be some services that are needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The people who need it the most, just the people we wanted to get in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough that we did not discriminate. Mm-hmm. We had to make a show of it.
Yeah. There was a performative aspect where, and this is something that I have a problem with as well. I don't want to be performative. I want to be honest to our standards and ideals. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going to make a song and dance about it every single time. Honestly, I find a lot of times the people who are doing that the most do that the least. Because they treat it like it's a game, but people's lives and feelings and identities are affected by that.
One of the things that happened to us in the donation line, especially when we moved over there, we had a big donor on our side.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the company or the people or any of that stuff. But they were going to donate a significant amount of money to us, and we're even starting to get the idea that we can do this on a regular basis, that kind of stuff. But for some reason, there were people who are more pro-trans than thou.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that group. I feel like at that time in the zeitgeist of that time, that particular charity that ousted us was very much in the limelight, and a lot of people who are very, let's call it, progressive minded, like, okay, charity event, why isn't it going to this one charity? Charity event, why isn't it going for specific that charity? And because we weren't that charity, I think we were ousted.
Yeah. But worse was the backlash against us. It wasn't just, oh, we think this would have been a better charity.
Yeah.
They were saying this charity's unworthy. I mean, come on, it's run by 2 white men. And so because of identity politics, and we were never given a chance to talk back, because this was the conversations that were happening
outside of us.
We weren't brought into this conversation.
Yeah.
And the fact that we had trans clients, we had trans.
We have non-binary. We have non-binary. We have non-binary workers that work with us.
Non-binary and trans workers. But we're not going around yelling, "Look at us! Look at this special thing we're doing!"
Yeah.
We are saying, "Look at us! Look at the special thing we're doing," but we're not looking at the other things that we are doing and how accepting and opening we are, because that's not the point.
Yeah.
I opened the thing with an emphasis on all players. But I think that's more than enough nod towards inclusivity. Well, what's more inclusive than all?
Yeah, it's I feel like there's been a shift where, and Hawk has had an issue with this as well, where he calls it balkanization, where there's a lot more rigid in-groups. And I feel at this point in our society, if we can't prove that we're in that specific in-group, then we're just going to be out-groups for everyone.
Right.
And that's a problem.
There's the pick-a-siders.
Yeah.
Who want, if you're not for us, you're against us. Well, how about I'm for you and you?
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars is for Star Trek. Come on, you're both pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I personally prefer the aesthetics of Star Wars more, but I prefer the messages in Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. If I had a medical issue and I could transport myself to one of those 2 places, I'm going to Star Trek.
Star Wars has way too many amputees. And I don't have a problem with amputees, but I feel like...
You don't want to be one?
Well, no, I'd rather not, but I feel like there's too many you have hyperdrives, but you can't regrow limbs.
Yeah, they're into cybernetics.
Yeah.
But then again, that's their aesthetic.
Yeah, it is.
But as we were saying, the trying to be one group or the other is not where we want to be. We don't want to play politics.
Right.
We don't want to. We want to deal with social issues on a intimate level.
Oh,
players to player, as opposed to trying to change national policy.
Yeah. So one way that I tend to see it as is we understand that each individual person has each of them has individual nuanced problems. We can't take a hammer, the one solution isn't going to work for every single person. So we work with the individual, figure out what are their problems, and we try to find a solution that's for them, that isn't necessarily going to work for the next person.
So our support wasn't in paying for trans services. Our program was providing trans services. And we weren't doing the medical stuff.
Yeah.
We're doing the mental stuff. We are giving safe space for people to experiment with identities.
Yeah.
We're giving a safe place to allow people to experiment with relationships.
Yeah.
When I went to the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah. Didn't you tell me that there was one person who found out that they were bi by playing a role-playing game?
Yes. He said if it wasn't for role-playing games, I would never have discovered I was bi.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure something would have come up and figured it out for you. But this was his gateway to understanding himself better.
And I do want to point out that this wasn't because I'm kind of used to some of the rhetoric of certain people where role-playing games are converting people to be bi. No! He discovered that they were bi.
Yeah.
They're discovering something about themselves as opposed to brainwashing and changing them by force.
And this is going to sound again like it's a political statement, but it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with reality.
Yeah.
You cannot influence somebody in their sexual preferences.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is force them to bottle it up and hide it. And that's not always safe.
Right. The weird question, the weird statement that some people give is that you're showing our kids that this is acceptable. And you're going to convert them or whatever. And it's like, okay, let's give you as an example. Now, I don't mean you, Dan.
Yeah. I'm okay being used as an example here.
Yeah.
I'm as secure around you as I feel I need to be.
Right. So, you have your sexual preferences.
Yes, I do.
I have my sexual preferences. I have preferences in hair color for my partners.
Okay. It's not salt and pepper, is it?
No.
No. Okay.
Though that's what I have.
You have more salt than pepper.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Because in my day and age, that's about the only hair color left in natural world.
Nothing wrong with dyeing, though. Dyeing the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a bad infliction.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with dyeing.
Hair color.
Yeah. So, Now I want you to imagine yourself, make yourself want the opposite.
See.
And only bisexuals, by the way, don't have an opposite.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the opposite for them would be asexual, whereas no matter what, I'm just not attracted, and that's valid too.
Yeah.
But, I feel like how should I put this? I've seen a number of people where, when they ask like, when did you find out, when did you become gay? They were always just kind of attracted to the same sex. For me, I found out in kindergarten, I'm attracted to women. I've always been attracted to women.
Well, now that defeats a theory I've always had.
Yeah.
You can't be heterosexual or bisexual or homosexual or any sexual until you're old enough to think about sexual.
See, that's the thing. In kindergarten, I wasn't thinking about sex. It manifested differently. I was,
You just prefer to hang out with them.
No, it's just like there was one girl, I'm not going to name her name, where in kindergarten, I was absolutely the definition of smitten. As in,
but it wasn't sexual then.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But around her, I could not talk at all. Smitten.
Yeah.
I creepy as like, and just smitten. And yeah, that was an experience I had. And growing up, I was, just attracted to women. I find them beautiful. Mind you, I can appreciate the aesthetics of certain men, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's a difference between appreciating an aesthetic, especially as an artist.
Yeah.
Then, like, I love the fine lines of certain animals.
Yeah,
and I don't want to touch them inappropriately.
Right. And there's a meme going around online right now where it's a King of the Hill reference, where Bobby is saying that he likes a certain flower because of the imperfections. It has a certain wabi-sabi about it, and even that I can appreciate when, the imperfections makes it beautiful too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when it comes to like being too perfect, if you see a perfectly symmetrical face, it looks creepy. You get into the uncanny valley area. Yeah.
But you need to translate. You just said something in Japanese.
I have no idea what wabi-sabi means.
Ah, okay.
I have no idea what it means, but that's the meme. He says it has a certain wabi-sabi about it.
Other than the fact that I recognize it as being Japanese, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. I don't claim to know.
Okay.
I just know the reference.
So, we're going to come back soon.
Yeah.
I think we went off the rail.
We have a tendency to go off the rails, but it's always
we're
back
off the rail and into the river.
Yeah.
All right. So
to bring it back to role playing games, I have this preference. I've played characters, not me, but my characters are, run the gamut of sexuality as well. I mean, right now, the main character that I'm playing is female, who, she's drow, and there's the idea that all elves are bisexual, but no, she's primarily heterosexual. She's attracted to men.
Well, one of the things that caused that all elves are bi was the fact that they were non-binary, and some of them could physically change genders.
Yeah. Although I feel like just the way that so many elves have been portrayed, they were twinks before twinks became a thing.
It's weird.
It is weird. So,
but anyways, when we come back, we are going to be on to our main topic today, which is Avedon.
Small group dynamics.
Small group dynamics to include
Abaddon's interaction patterns. So, after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We're going into our main topic, which is you're blinding me here with that picture. Small group dynamics.
Patterns inherent in recreation activities.
So, small group dynamics, and this is interaction patterns
from Abaddon.
Yeah, inherent in recreation activities. This is a lot of what we study. These are the interaction patterns from Abaddon.
Right. But, now, this is based on the Abaddon patterns that were written in 1974.
Yeah.
Which was?
Wasn't that the same year as Dungeons and Dragons?
It was.
Yeah.
So, but Hawk Robinson, 2014, adapted it to role-playing game formats.
Okay.
Which is the paper I was holding up.
Now, we were touching upon this earlier. There's a difference between this and Tuckman.
Yes. Well, this is giving a name to the various types of activities, of ways to interact. And it starts at the most non-group.
Right. And then gets more complicated. But before we go into this, I want to, just for the audience, what's going on with Tuckman?
Tuckman is small group dynamics, and this is where he discusses the life cycle of a group.
Oh, okay. So this one is the one that I'm used to, where it is, all of these are supposed to rhyme. It's a rhyming scheme. I know that I'm going to be mispronouncing things, but it's forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning, come back around to reforming.
Correct.
Yeah.
Some people only list 4 of those.
Yeah, the storming, norming, forming, storming, norming, performing.
Right.
Yeah.
And they leave out the adjourning and reforming.
Correct. So, so that you're not just hearing me spout off a bunch of 4 to 6 rhyming words. The forming is when the group comes together.
Correct. And so that's your initial encounter as a group. This is when everybody is going to be at their politest.
Yes.
They're not going to want to step on anybody's toes.
Right.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Some people skip right to storming.
Right. Well, then you can't skip forming because... honestly, if you just go straight into storming, then that's a fight. That's not a group. That's just people brawling in the streets. Yeah. But storming isn't as bad as, well, sometimes it's as bad as people throwing punches. But normally we don't want that. But storming is when people get over being polite and they start establishing the boundaries.
Right. They also start struggling for hierarchy.
Yes.
And they're not completely working together.
Oh, no.
Now,
no.
in a role-playing sense, your adventure party gets together and you first meet in that tavern, festival, locked up in the bottom of a slave ship, whatever.
Right.
And you join together as a group. That's your forming.
Right.
Then your storming is everybody in that group trying to find out what their role within that group is, what they should be working on, who should be the leader.
Yeah.
Who's the spotlight hog,
right.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Then after that is norming.
Norming. That is, the groups are now starting to work as a better team. They're starting to understand their roles, and they are functioning okay.
Yeah. Now, performing isn't a stage that a lot of groups actually get to.
Yeah, that's, and it's not the bard concept in performing.
Correct.
But it is where everybody is working together.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer have to say, I do this, then you do that, and you do that.
They can start anticipating what the others are going to be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
They have, this is situation A, and
Mm-hmm.
this is going to require response B and C.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's because they've got these. I actually had a role-playing game where I was working for Gen Con,
Mm-hmm.
the D&D Open, and a group came and handed me their SOP.
Standard operating procedures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tried to introduce that concept to you guys once, but you're like, oh, we shouldn't plan out anything. We should just be all chaos monkeys.
No. That is not how we work. I can work off of an SOP. I've been in games with an SOP. The problem is we have Bill. And Bill, more than anyone, is going to go to a rampage.
I'm talking when we were playing basic Dungeons and Dragons.
Uh-huh.
And my character tried to bring in an SOP.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's idea was, well, if we don't do anything on the SOP, we're doing it right.
I apologize if if it came off like that from me. Depending on which character, they're more chaotic than others. But I've worked with groups where like, okay, they're all military, and in 3rd edition, we treated every door as okay. Rogue goes up, listen, check for traps, check for locks. Okay. Everyone is by the door, but not in view of the door. Open door. Throw in a flashbang and a smoke grenade, which at that point was what is it? There was a smoke stick.
Yeah, 3rd edition.
3rd edition smoke sticks, and which one was the light grenades that stunned?
Bamjacks?
Yeah, something like that. Where that was every door.
Yeah, that's really terrible for you to do in the orphanage.
Within the dungeon. So, I know that you did a very good description of the forming, storming, norming, performing. Okay, I want to give for the listeners here an example of in a real or imaginary and very memed format, a D&D party. So forming is everyone's together and we have a bard.
Yeah, don't blame the bards. Bards are the best characters.
Storming is okay. We've got everyone, and the bard's trying to seduce someone again, and everyone's complaining about the bard seducing things again.
And meanwhile, ignoring the fact that the rogue is trying to steal everything.
Right.
And
everyone's complaining about what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
Norming is okay. We're going into this situation. The bard's going to try and seduce it, isn't it? Yeah. We all know the bard is going to seduce. Performing is we're going into the situation. Bard, seduce that person. We know we're going to do it. At least direct them in the proper direction.
Well, and actually, performing is a lot more than that. So when you have your SOP, it gets to the point where the SOP doesn't have to be discussed.
Right.
We automatically go into our roles. We take our proper positions.
Yes.
So we know how to breach the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scientific term for entering a hostile location, is to breach it.
Yeah.
Then what comes after that? Now that we're working at our peak as a team, then we get to the point where we have adjoining.
Adjoining is acknowledging that the task is done.
Right.
Yeah.
And we may get together again, reforming for a new task.
Right.
So you have a campaign that is for 1st to 5th level. And the party normally would break up after that.
Yeah.
But then there's another crisis, and we got to get the band back together.
Yeah. And cue getting the band back together by the Muppets.
Exactly.
Yes. By the way, the Muppets, wonderful series for small group dynamics and dysfunction.
Yes.
So that was Tuckman.
Right. Well, since we're talking Tuckman, I want to bring up a couple little things that people might want to know. Is the definitions of what a group is.
Okay. So yeah, this is something that I know that groups is used in a lot of common parlance, but when it comes to small group dynamics, we have to use specific terms and specific criteria, parameters.
So the first one is the number of participants.
Right. How many people does it take to make a group?
Yeah. And the answer is 3.
Yeah.
You don't have a group. You have a couple or 2 of you, but it's not a group until you get to 3.
Yeah. Now that isn't an arbitrary number.
No.
So, the reason why it has to be 3 minimum is you need to have at least an instance where you can have 2 people against 1 person.
Right.
Where coalitions can start forming. Whereas with 2 people, okay, you may have 2 very headstrong people, but you don't have 2 people teaming up against another person.
Right.
Yeah.
Or any possibility of it. Because you have 3 people, it has the possibility, but it's not required.
Right, it's not.
Up to 9.
Right.
Because after 9, you're going to be branching off into other groups of other teams.
Yeah.
So you have 18 people. Well, that's 2 groups.
Right.
2 full groups.
Yeah. And honestly, at 9, you can have 3 groups of 3.
Right.
Yeah.
You can. Now, in role-playing game scenarios, that 9 includes the
game master.
Game master.
Yeah.
So it's 1 game master and 2 players, or 1 game master and 8 players. And 8 players is really pushing the envelope of what a GM should handle. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't GMs that can do better.
I know that there are some game masters that can handle very large groups. Gygax, while he was alive, I think toted, groups of 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I have a friend. He's a professional GM, and I want to say his name, which means I need to look it up. But he regularly runs multiple tables simultaneously. And, all the tables are that 3 to 9 group, usually 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Because that's the real sweet area.
Yeah.
But he's running 5 tables with 3 to 5 people at each table.
So 15 people at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think in RPG research we say that 3 to 6 is that sweet spot for most people.
3 to 5.
3 to 5? Okay.
Yeah. Why 5, not 6?
Why?
Odd numbers.
True. Yeah. There's a certain benefit to having that odd number, where if there is a vote, at least you've got that tiebreaker.
All right, let's see if I can figure out his name.
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi?
No, that's a full different conversation, which we will get to.
Yeah, that's getting into flow state.
What? Irvin.
Irvin, okay.
You know Irvin?
No, I don't.
Irvin Reynolds. Irvin Reynolds is he's a professional DM. You can see him on Facebook. And he goes to play D&D, and he has a nickname that he uses. It's not the Chaotic GM, but he's got a GM nickname, like I'm GM John. Oh, it's the Eccentric.
Oh, the Eccentric GM. Okay.
Yeah. I'm GM John. He's the Eccentric GM. Other people have other nicknames. Usually people that have nicknames are doing it professionally.
Yeah.
If you have a nickname for your dungeon master and you're just playing around the table with your friends, maybe the rest of us don't need to know what that nickname is. Just saying.
Oh, I had a nickname, but I'm not going to be pronouncing it here.
Yeah, and I had a reputation
as a character killer.
No!
I said character, not player.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was more than just a character player.
Mm-hmm.
I was a TPK master.
Yeah. And never on purpose. You don't go out for blood.
No, I don't. I want to tell a fair story.
Yeah.
It's not my fault the group decided to swim in lava.
Right. Right.
Or separate the group
mm-hmm.
in a bad situation. Or like, oh, these guys are doing an encounter there. I'm going to go over here. And, oh, now I'm being chased by monsters. Making the rest of the group have to face 2 sets of monsters.
Yeah. Now, as a player in one of your games, I do have to admit, yeah, we've been in some pretty tough situations. But every time we've stated out loud that, no, this didn't seem fair, and we had a decent argument for it, you work with us.
Yeah.
If we screwed up because we were being dumb, then that's on us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we got off track again there. Number of participants.
Yes.
Minimum 3, up to 9.
Yes.
The sweet spot is 3 to 5.
Yeah.
They all must be there for a common goal or purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't have a common goal, why are they a group?
Right.
Meeting and communicating in a given medium.
Mm-hmm.
They have to actually meet with each other.
Yeah.
Work together.
Mm-hmm.
And have means of communication.
Yeah.
Now, the last part is the one that most people don't think of, is the duration. Groups have a finite duration.
Yeah.
In role-playing games, that's the module,
mm-hmm.
the campaign,
mm-hmm.
or what other things like that.
Yeah.
Now,
I do want to point out, though, that finite doesn't mean you know how long it's going to be at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there was a famous group, and I don't know if they're still playing, but last I heard, they were at 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
That they were playing Dungeons and Dragons together.
Yeah.
That's almost impossible.
I don't think that's impossible.
I didn't say it was impossible. I
right.
said almost impossible.
I feel like with the right group, yeah, that's possible.
Let's put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll win the lottery twice.
It's very rare, and kudos to them.
Yeah. Congratulations. I envy you.
Mm-hmm.
I've had games last as long as 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I got any longer than that, but
I'm trying to remember how long my Rain, do you remember how long it was? 2 years. Yeah, I had a campaign that was 2 years long, and was it 2 years? That we started at first level and ended at around 18.
We ended around 16,
mm-hmm.
and not because we ran out of story.
Mm-hmm.
People just
life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schedules change.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my players decided that they would rather play World of Warcraft on that day.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it when that happens, but yeah. I don't want to get too far off the topic here.
All right, so those are the highlights
of Tuckman.
Of Tuckman and what a group is.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that was good at defining what a group is, but we want to talk about the dynamics.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the dynamics were the forming, norming, and storming.
Yeah.
There are other simple things like, there are 3 circumstances under which individuals may outperform a group.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, this is important.
Emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
That's when decision and actions must be made immediately in an emergency situation, and we don't have time to go to committee.
Right.
Simple. Very simple tasks.
Mm-hmm.
It usually doesn't take more than one person to run the printer.
Right.
Or very complex tasks.
Where you need an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want to give some context for this, because we've actually found that groups, in general, outperform the individual by 90% of the time. So it's generally
97% of the time.
90,
exact.
97% of the time, it is better to have a group working on a task than having just an individual. Even if that individual is an expert, generally the group will outperform them. And we've actually seen this where we've had some experts, for example, in trying to do not gene sequencing, but protein sequencing.
Right.
Right. And some very, very talented people. But some of the tougher things that they've had, they put it out to the public and crowdsourced, tried to crowdsource information, and the crowd were able to sequence proteins that they were getting stumped on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some real world examples where, if you have a large enough group, you bounce enough ideas off, you'll be able to progress faster. But with the exception of there's emergency, you don't have time for delegation, it's an incredibly simple task, or it is so specific that you need all the information in one place.
Yeah, it's so complex that having 3 brain surgeons is going to be a problem.
Yeah, at the very least, you can have 3 brain surgeons, but someone's got to take the lead.
Right.
Right.
Or it's sometimes just faster for the one guy that actually understands what he's talking about to put things into perspective.
Yeah.
Now, there are paradoxes
mm-hmm.
when it comes to the small group dynamics.
Oh, these paradoxes. So, full disclosure, because this is something I've talked to Hawk about, and we agree, the names of these paradoxes are absurd. It is nearly impossible for us to remember what name goes with what paradox. But we do know the paradoxes.
Yeah. So it's paradox 1.
Yeah.
Or first paradox.
Yes.
And if I went out in the street and asked you, please explain to me paradox 1, they're going to come up with any paradox but the one I'm looking for.
Yeah. So we understand that the naming, this is beyond us. If we could rename it, we would.
Right. But we're not talking.
Right.
When group members are focused on the tasks, social pressures and problems may be building that are being ignored while focusing on the task. But when the group takes time necessary to address the social emotional issues, the task is not being worked on. Increased pressure to put focus back on the task. Mm-hmm. This is known as paradox 1.
So basically the paradox is you can either deal with the problem that the group is there to deal with, or you can deal with the social aspects of it, but you can't do both at the same time effectively.
Right. And you do need to spend the time to fix the social things.
Yes.
So you can get to the task.
Mm-hmm.
But doing the social things takes away from the task.
Right.
It's a necessary evil.
Right. And anyone who's had to deal with sometimes some very contentious groups, if you don't deal with the inner group dynamics, that's a time bomb ready to go off at times.
We have in my son's Wednesday games, mm-hmm. we have a problematic player.
We were talking about this off the air. I want to say a couple of weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I will say
mm-hmm.
is that this is an example of having to take care of the social pressures and problems before they can continue on with the game.
Right. Sometimes, no matter how much you're enjoying the game, if there's something that is either distracted or whatever, sometimes you put the game aside. What's going on? Ask them what's going on. Figure that out. Because honestly, it could be like, and honestly, the last episode, there was a bit of a medical emergency, which is why it seemed a bit rushed at the end. But,
because it was.
It was. We didn't know what was going on. Wrap up show. Deal with what's going on. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you got to deal with the people, not just the problem, because the people matter. You can't just act like they don't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
The players are an aspect, and we'll get into that later about bleed.
Oh, yeah.
Bleed in and bleed out.
And we're not talking about bloodletting here.
Unless you're playing Vampires Masquerade.
Yeah.
Anyways,
or
no real-world bloodletting.
Right. Do not open your veins in the games. No, don't do that.
Yeah. Now, question.
Yes.
Well, not a question. I just...
What is Paradox 2?
Paradox 2.
That's the other name. I told you these names were bad.
Yeah, Paradox 1 and Paradox 2. Those are the paradoxes.
Yes.
But they should be called Tuxman's Paradox
1 and Tuxman's Paradox 2.
2.
Or come up with better names than 1 or 2. Yeah. So 2 is, if I recall, I'm blanking. And I know it's going to come to me the minute you say it. It's not the social dynamic one.
It really is social dynamics.
It is social dynamics. Go ahead and tell me.
All right. Humans have a need for group affiliation.
That's what it is. Identity.
Social needs are met when part of a group, including maintenance of self-concept.
Yes.
However, to be part of a group, one must give up some individual freedom, which causes some upset, resentment, or even outright anger. Some people want to be in the group, but they simultaneously don't want to be in the group. According to Kaufman, to have a self, one must fill a role. But to fill a role is to lose self.
Yeah.
This is known as Paradox 2.
Yeah.
When you have to give up some of your individual identity to be a part of the group.
Yes.
It's just one of those things you can't live up. You can't be part of a group and an individual simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, it's for me, it's a bit of a spectrum, but you can't be a fully actualized individual and be completely committed to the group at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to give up some individuality.
You cannot give up. You can't have complete autonomy.
Yeah.
If you're part of a group.
Right. You have to work with the group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why we get some of these conflicts in role-playing games. There's a thing in role-playing called main character syndrome.
Yes.
Where you think that
this game is about me.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
And I'm the hero. The rest of you are my sidekicks.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. Now, that's actually something that I think we're dealing with one of the games that you're running right now, and we had actually had this conversation Saturday where there's one player who definitely has main character syndrome, which is different from there's one character where if there was a main character, the game would probably be about him, but that's not because he's just taking the spotlight. He just has tends to have a more of a central theme.
Well, and
it's not in a bad way.
Right. So we have a sailing.
Yeah.
A lot of sailings and pirates and that kind of stuff happening. And obviously, the main character's the captain of the ship.
Right. So we have one player who very much wants to be captain of a ship in a sailing-centered campaign. As opposed to my character who's like, oh, who are you? I'm the necromancer that you dragged along, and I'm working as a anthropologist.
Right.
Do I have beats where it feels about me? Absolutely. I can always drag a spotlight to me if I want to. But I don't always want the spotlight on me. I want everyone to be highlighted. I care about everyone in the group having their time to shine. If they want that time to shine.
And the same player is a tactical player.
Very, very tactical.
But he wants to control the entire narrative. He wants to, you should do this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, no. So there's a main character syndrome. That's that other player.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of tactical players in that game, but the one that is the captain of the ship doesn't have main characters. I don't believe has main character syndrome.
No, but the tactical player who wants to run how the other characters play their characters.
Yeah.
That's a main character syndrome person.
Right, and we've had to get that player in line a bit. I know that, and this is probably their, the kind of effectively Freudian slip. I have a familiar, and I think in their mind, the only acceptable familiar is the owl, with the exception of the loophole that he found.
Right.
So he keeps on treating my familiar like an owl. I've never had an owl. It's always been a raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my raven's been pretty effective.
It has.
Yeah.
The other thing, we can get into all the character archetypes and things like that in a future show. But
character archetypes and player archetypes.
Yeah.
But back to small group dynamics.
Let's now talk about Abaddon.
Yes. So, starting at the least interactive of the Abaddon interaction patterns, which is intra-individual.
Yeah, action taking place within the mind of a person or action involving the mind and part of the body, but requiring no contact with another person or external object.
Examples would be meditation, daydreaming. Yeah.
So, in the role-playing game, we would say trying to transition to extra-individual.
Mm-hmm. That's the next one.
Yeah. We read adventure stories. To participant trying to monitor, create some facial or other recreations, practicing your voices, looking in the thing, going, am I happy or am I crazy?
Testing out your faces. Or reading the module.
Yeah. So that's all happening within your own self. You're not actually extending outward. Now, extra individual, action directed by a person towards an object or the environment, requiring no contact with another person.
That would be like you prepping all the minis for the game.
Or doing a role-playing game that doesn't require other people.
Correct.
For example, we have CYOA. Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
Marked. SRPG, which is solo role-playing game. And then we have SCRPG, which is a solo computer role-playing game.
Yeah. So if you're, keeping this in role-playing games, if you are at home playing Dispatch, which is a role-playing game.
Yep.
But you're not you're by yourself and you're enjoying it by yourself, that would be extra individual.
Correct.
Yeah.
My playing Baldur's Gate 3 is extra individual. My playing Baldur's Gate 3 with somebody else is a different level.
Right.
So what's the next one?
Next is aggregate.
Action directed by a person towards an object in an environment while the company of other persons who are also directing action towards objects in the environment. Action is not directed towards one another, and no interaction between participants is required or necessary. What are your examples?
So, before I get into the examples, I've also been told that a good term for this that has been used is body doubling.
Explain.
So body doubling would be, let's say you're playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. We're not playing in the same campaign, but we're in the same room playing Baldur's Gate 3. You know I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. I know you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, but we're not really interacting with each other. But sometimes that body doubling helps other people with anxieties. At least there's someone there. They just need someone there.
Right. And, it's not necessary, the interaction, but you can have interactions like, conversation and stuff like that without becoming something other than aggregate. Again, in the RPG programs is the various different solo choices.
Right.
But another aggregate thing is that we're all sitting at the bar and painting miniatures.
Correct.
And there are competitive variants where we're all doing the same thing, but we're trying to outdo each other at the same time.
Oh, we're going to be getting to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the inter-individual, what is that?
That is a competitive nature. One person towards another.
That's a one-on-one.
Right. So an example of this would be chess.
Trading card games.
Yeah.
Play by post. Player versus player.
Yeah.
Now, player versus player, we have TRPG versions, tabletop, CRPG versions, computer, PvP, massive online role-playing game.
Massively multiplayer online role-playing games. MMORPGs.
Also PvP LARP.
Yeah, although that, because we're bringing in larger and larger groups, that gets things a bit messy as well. Which is why I've said with chess, because it's kind of difficult. They haven't developed a really good version of, for example, a 3-person chess game. Chess or checkers is 1v1.
Yeah. When you look at a duel, or a tournament in a LARP, then you are definitely doing an inter-individual.
Right. Within the game, if it's a one-on-one duel, then that becomes inter-individual.
Now, unilateral.
Unilateral. Action of a competitive nature among 3 or more persons, one whom is an antagonist. This would be, honestly, some some role-playing games are like this, where you've got the DM that is playing a bunch of monsters, and everyone else is fighting that.
Right. Now this is...
But they're not working together to fight it.
Right. King of the Hill.
Right. No, that's not King of the Hill yet.
All against one?
All against one, but with King of the Hill, once that person becomes king, then it switches.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming with that. This is group versus player in tabletop.
It's kind of like all against
Morts, one. LARPs, and play by post. Now, if you have all the players are trying to defeat the DM, but they're not really working together,
right?
That's unilateral.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
The next one is multilateral, which I was talking about, where action of a competitive nature among 3 or more persons with no one person as the antagonist.
That would be King of the Hill.
That would be King of the Hill. That would be like playing tag.
Right.
Where one person's it, but they're going against everyone else. The minute it switches, they're against each other again. It's constantly back and forth.
Well, part of it becomes, if you look at King of the Hill and tag, it's unilateral with a rotating
multilateral.
it.
Yeah.
So in unilateral, you can have unilateral, but you keep switching the it person.
Right.
While in multilateral, it is cage match.
Right.
It's all
last man standing.
Yeah. Everybody against everybody.
A Royal Rumble. Trademark, I think.
Now, what's the next group?
The next one is intra-group, which is where we'd really start getting into role-playing games.
Yeah. It's an action of cooperative nature by 2 or more persons intent upon reaching a mutual goal. Action requires positive, verbal, and nonverbal interaction. This we've talked about in Tuckman's. This is what Tuckman's really comes in.
Yes.
So, again, play-by-post is on all these RPG applications because you can do any of the ones there. But tabletop, massive multiplayer online role-playing games, LARP, all of these things work to this is intergroup is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Where the DM is not the antagonist.
Right.
This is
where the group is working to complete the dungeon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or to tell the story.
Right.
What is our last one?
Intergroup. Intergroup. Action of competitive nature between two or more intragroups. This would be your classic team sports.
Yes. Football.
Yeah. Rugby. Water polo. Soccer.
Yeah. Everybody can come up with their own team sport.
All the sports balls.
But in role-playings, it could be group versus group, tabletop role-playing groups.
Yeah.
This goes included with the Dungeons & Dragons Open, where all the teams are competing, and your team wins, not you as an individual.
Right. Or, honestly, the way I've seen it sometimes, so many Vampire the Masquerade games is intra-group.
Yeah, and it's any group versus group combination.
Yeah.
Computer, online, tabletop, LARP. These are all the things that people are doing. And in my son's game on Wednesday, there is actually a little bit of the intergroup competition.
Is it in a healthy way?
Yes.
Okay.
It's sometimes things happening from one player table will affect another table. And one time they actually even did an epic type thing where all the tables were fighting against the goose god.
Okay.
So that's just something that can happen. It's part of the environment of where they're playing. It doesn't matter that they're all playing different stories. They can be interacted with each other on different levels.
Now, you just used a term that I'm familiar with, but honestly, it wasn't until really I came up here that I even knew what this term was. And for people who are not familiar with it, what is an epic?
An epic, when we're not talking about Norwegian poems.
It doesn't have to be a Norwegian poem.
Yeah, or any poetry.
Any...
the Epic of Gilgamesh is not Norwegian.
and neither is Homer's Iliad.
Right.
But those are considered epics as well. We're not talking about literary epics here.
Correct. We are talking about a role-playing game.
Yes.
So, everybody at multiple tables, you need at least 3 for those group dynamic things, and you can have upwards of 9 tables.
Yeah.
And they're all playing the same module. You have a dungeon master at every table, and then you have the head dungeon master that's controlling everything.
Yeah. Now, the way I've seen it happen, because I've seen at least one of them, where the way it works is, like, let's say you've got 5 different tables, right? But and I'll use Dungeons and Dragons because this is the one I've seen, where you've got, for example, you've got 2 tables that are levels 1 through 5. You've got 2 tables that are levels 6 through 10. And then you've got 1 table they're the high level characters. And
they're 11 through 16.
11 through 16, right? And they are all playing the same story, but they're doing different things in the story. And at the end, based off of how everyone has done, determines the actual fate of the adventure. Where tables 1, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4 can succeed, but because something happened with 5 and 2, it wasn't a complete success.
Yeah, they definitely do levels of success in those things. And sometimes they use these levels of success for group checks.
Yeah.
So if everybody fails, it's a real bad failure.
Oh yeah.
If everybody succeeds, it's an epic success.
Overrounding success.
Yeah. But if 50-50, it's kind of squeaked by. You just got. And then there's the higher level success where more people succeeded than failed, and then there's the failures parts where more people failed than succeeded, but it wasn't everybody.
It wasn't a wipeout.
So you got this range of success in the story. Well, everybody's like, okay, we're assaulting a city.
Yeah.
Or defending a city, either way.
Right.
And the one group has got this quarter of the city to take care of. That group's got that quarter of the city. The high level people are taking on the main castle and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're running a little low on time.
Yeah. Before we go on to our next area, I just wanted to give an example of that. It would be like, let's say you've got one group was, okay, we're taking down the big bad evil guy. Let's say they fail. Okay? Big bad evil guy succeeds. But one other group was, well, we have to go in there and save all the prisoners. They succeeded. Big bad evil guy succeeds, but they got everyone out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's again the scale of success.
Yeah, and how complicated it can be. So, what's up next? We've got traps and riddles.
Traps and riddles.
And then unboxing.
And then unboxing. And we're going to be doing an educational unboxing.
Okay.
If we have time, we'll open up a starter box.
Okay. So, we'll see you after that. Okay. After these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We're going into traps and riddles, and I have a display in front of me right now.
That is what you see when you come down the stairs.
Yes.
Or up the stairs. Let me just read you the script. But I guess, first of all, the most important thing we need to mention, we are now going to be doing Challenge of Champions, which is part of our
Traps and Riddles.
Traps and Riddles section, yes.
Yes. Now, I have something in front of me here.
Yep, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, this is Challenge of Champions number 4 by Jonathan M. Richards, artwork by Kyle Hunter, cartography Kyle Hunter, Dungeon Magazine, March-April 2002, issue number 91, volume 16, number 1. And this is the last of this Dungeon Magazine things. We'll have to go on to another one to get our next 10.
Yeah.
But each Challenge of Champions is a series of 10 scenarios designed to test the leadership, adaptability, and cohesion of the adventuring group, or the multiple personalities of one player. The scenarios are equally challenging for everyone, regardless of level. The rules are as follows. Team members must wear only regular clothing. Any weapons, armor, gear, or magic items needed for the scenario will be provided. Spellcasters can have no spells memorized or prepared. All spells used in the contest are cast through rings of spell storing, as this allows all spells to be cast in the same level and negates any advantage high-level casters have over lower-level ones. Familiars or magical companions are not allowed in the contest. New rule for this is that a hint can be given for half points.
Yes.
You will have 15 minutes to accomplish each scenario. Any game rulings needed will use the core 2024 Dungeons and Dragons rule set.
Yes. And for these characters, all of them are level 4 for game rules. I've got 4 of them. I have Michael Wild Dog Serleon, who is the champion fighter.
Show the miniature.
And that would be this one right here. We have our Evoker Wizard, Joannie the Firehearted Nyzanthar. And that would be my redhead right here. After that, we have Geraldine the Golden Dawn. She is a light cleric of Spokane, Greyhawk god of sea, weather, and navigation. And that would be Geraldine right there. Wait, hold on. Let's turn around. There we go. And last, but definitely not least, we have Scotty Quickflash, who is a thief in a local guild. That would be Scotty Quickflash. What am I up against today?
Well, this is scenario number 10.
Yes.
Death potential.
Uh-oh.
Now, at last the final scenario is upon you. I'm so glad you've made it this far, says Marilissa, the guild cleric proctoring the last scenario. She looks at your score sheet.
Ugh.
And then hands it to you.
I'm not happy with these. Okay.
They're not horrible. And we'll find out how well you did against the other combatants.
Yeah.
At the end.
Okay.
Now, all you need to do is cross the narrow bridge spanning the cliff you see before you. Puzzle out the magic lock that seals the door in the cliff face opposite us and exit through it. If you make it, you'll find a set of stairs that leads to the cheering crowd above. If not, well, come with me. Marissa leads you to the edge of the cliff. Believe it or not, we've had complaints about our scenarios not being dangerous enough. I'm sure you've noticed the artificial nature of most of the threats you've faced so far.
Yeah.
I suppose there's a case to be made about not putting forth your best effort if you know that no harm will befall you if you fail.
Wonderful.
But frankly, I'd rather err on the side of caution.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, it was decided that this last scenario would present some real danger. Therefore, in the waters below swims a hybrid creature, part blood-sucking tick, part tadpole. We call it a tickpole. I caution you to keep your footing. Anyone falling into the water will be attacked and probably devoured. I'm prohibited from intervening. If you attempt to although we will attempt to restore the lives of those who signed up for our raise dead or resurrection offers. You didn't buy into that, did you?
I wasn't told that there was an option for that.
Oh.
I was told this was safe. Oh no.
She looks down sadly. There already has been one incident.
Ooh.
We don't have to continue with this. Just say the word and we'll quit right here.
Can I quit later?
You either quit now or accomplish the task. Or try to accomplish the task.
Okay. So, I can tell you right now, I am the type of person who I've created no-win situations in games where the best thing that you could have possibly have done was not play. But that's not going to be entertaining.
Yep.
Yes.
And who says this is a no-win?
You didn't say it wasn't.
Why would I tell you either way?
Exactly.
So, I'm assuming you're going to conclude the adventure.
We're going to try.
Well then, says Melissa, the mechanics for the lock ahead are simple. There are 10 rods, labeled 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
You must insert into the appropriate holes for the door to open. It's up to you to figure out which rods go into which holes. But there isn't much room on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to examine the door one at a time. Once the rods are placed, put your hand on the plate to the right of the door. If you place the rods correctly, the door will open. If you haven't, well, I hope you are good swimmers. If you're ready, you may begin.
Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is, because I'm paranoid, I'm going to have Michael Wild Dog Cereon and let's do Geraldine Golden Dawn. No, not Geraldine. Joannie the Firehearted. Inspect this bridge thing that looks like it's leading out into nowhere. Okay. Does it look stable?
Does it look stable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to lay down on our stomach and basically hold onto it and see, is it likely to fall?
Okay. 1 second. I had to start your clock there.
Ah, okay.
All right. And let's see. The bridge crossing the water is 10 feet long, but only 2 feet wide.
Only 2 feet wide.
The water is 10 feet below the level of the door and at least 10 feet deep. The tick pole swims back and forth across the length of the pool like a hungry tiger pacing in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Each metal rod is 4 inches long and 1/2 inch thick.
Yeah.
All right. That's what you know.
Okay, so, because I'm not going to take anything for chance, Michael and, who's the next strongest? Michael has a strength of 18. Geraldine, yeah, Michael and Geraldine are going to sit, lay on their stomach on either side of the board, and both of them are going to hold it as steady as possible. Then, Scotty is going to inch over as carefully as possible on that board and try to get as far over on the board as possible. Are any rolls required?
No.
No. Okay.
You're sending one person across.
Just one person.
So no rolls are required at this time.
And I've got 2 people stabilizing that board.
Great.
Right. They're going to get to the end, and they're going to sit on the board, nice and secure, as opposed to trying to stand up and be unstable. Can they inspect the lock from where they're at?
No.
No.
It's now half a body higher than you are when you're sitting down.
Okay. So, they are going to have to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Make me a balance check as you stand up.
That's why I sent Scotty. This is going to be acrobatics.
Yes.
Scotty has a +6.
He might make it.
And I rolled a 17.
That was great. Now that he's up there, he can see the lock mechanism.
Okay.
Now you have 10 pulls labeled 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Take your pencil,
Mm-hmm.
and when you put a hole, you write down the number next to the hole that you're placing the pin.
Okay.
There you go. I should have made this with the actual pegs and holes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, I have been in some of these before, and you did not give me this for no reason. So
You say so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters in tick pole. 10 slots. So it's an 8 by 10. And there just happens to be 10 scenarios. So I think the 10 scenarios are going to coincide with the 10 slots. Let's see here. Chess anyone was the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hell to pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I don't think it's based off of the numbers. I'm seeing if there is if there's a code, any pattern. You know what? I'm going to ask for the hint.
That's a shame.
Why?
Because you're already using the hint.
The hint was using this.
Yes.
Okay. So, nothing more than what I was doing.
Right. So I can't give you a hint because you are already utilizing the hint, but you still lose half your points.
Wonderful. Okay. So, is there a T? Let's see here. T. Is there a T in any of these? There's a T in death potential. There's a T in asphyxiate.
Actually, don't write down the numbers. Just tell me which, just circle or fill in. I don't know if you can do that. No, you're going to have to circle those.
Yeah. Okay. K9 crossing. And you said I have 10 poles?
10 poles, yes.
10 poles.
And as you can see, there's slotted 1 through 10 on the bottom. You just have to figure out which order.
Basically, which slot from left to right that they go into.
Yep.
Okay. So, chess, anyone. Hell to pay. Let's just try and figure out chess, anyone. CHESS, anyone. Is there any correlation between chess, anyone, and tick pole? Beware of tick pole. Asphyxiate. Let's try asphyxiate. Asphyxiate is one word, and it's pretty specific here. AS, and that's number 8. ASPHYXIATE. So it's either a P or an E, I'm guessing. Last letters, no. There's no P in the last letters of anything.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thing is, there's no D either. They made this one a lot harder. I can say this much.
Well, it is the hardest one in the group.
Yeah. Let's see.
I want to give you another clue, but that would just
ruin it?
Yeah.
See, I thought hints were supposed to help if I didn't already have the information.
Yep.
Yeah. How much time do I have left?
You have 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay. So, Scotty is going to sit back down and crawl back across without putting any poles in.
Okay.
Okay. Michael and Geraldine are going to see if can they pick up the plank.
No.
No.
It's like, wow, this is actually not going to go anywhere.
Okay. In that case, they're all going to sit down and say, we're not going to risk any of our people off of what we can't figure out. We'd rather fail together than have one of us fall because we're being arrogant.
Excellent. All right. So you get 0 points.
Yeah.
So go ahead and fill in your team score.
That's 0.
And what is your grand total?
My grand total, so I had 40, 80, 120, 140, 60, 80, 210 points.
Okay, go ahead and write 210 on your bottom of your score sheet.
Uh-huh.
And now, let's see what place you came in.
Yes.
You came in 11th place.
11th place.
High score was 350.
350.
By the Griffins.
Okay.
Then the Amazons, the Danger Seekers, Four Horsemen, Clan of the Claw, Shield Breakers, Orc Busters, the Fearless Four, Team Pegasus, Alley Cats, the Core Four.
And then us, the Core Four.
Then Burly Musclemen, Heartbreakers, Devil Dogs, and Bisquane's Final Army.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the solution for this? Because I was drawing a massive blank here.
Yeah, okay. Let me give you...
And I didn't want to assume that this time they weren't going to, save me.
So, you've got to put one in each of the 10 slots.
Right, I figured that.
And at least one per letter.
I figured.
Okay. So, the 1E. Can you look at your choices and see what 1E is?
1E?
This is not a great hint.
Right.
But it is...
So I'm looking at the Chess Anyone, which is the first scenario, and I'm seeing 2. 2 E's.
Okay. Phonetically, go through Chess Anyone. Is there anything that corresponds to a letter number combo?
Chess Anyone. An E1. E1.
There you go.
Okay. An E1. Okay. So 1 would have been E1.
Correct.
Okay. So hell to pay. 2 P?
Nope, what came first?
Hell? L. L2?
Yeah, so the clues are letter number.
Letter number. L2, then are those teeth real? Yeah, I'm not seeing that one.
Okay. Better get where I can see them. The answers. Okay, here it is. All right. T.
Mm-hmm.
3.
T3.
Because it's not the full letter, like you said.
Right.
NE1.
Yeah.
It's T3.
T3. So letter then number.
Yep, always letter then number.
Okay. I for an I. For. So I, 4.
Right.
L5. L5.
Mm-hmm.
C6 sailors. E6.
Try again. What's the first word?
C. Oh, C6.
Okay.
Then piece of an eggshell. P. Piece? Piece. Is that a P5?
No. What P. sound does the F say in that word?
Piece of.
Of.
Of. Piece of.
And?
Piece of an eggshell.
We'll just keep with the piece of an.
Piece of an. Piece of an. Piece of an. P.
Okay, so remove the P out of your equation.
E of N?
7.
P7. Okay, P7. Yeah, this one was really weird. Asphyxiate. Well, I know 8. Asphyxiate.
C8. There you go.
6-8. Okay. Canine crossing. Like even when I have even when I have the answer, it was difficult.
Yeah.
Canine crossing. K9.
Correct.
Death potential. 10. That's the number. Death pole.
You almost got it.
8. No.
It's got to be a letter.
Yeah. Death pole. O10?
O10. There you go.
O10.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, once you place all 10 rods in the holes, you can attempt to activate the opening mechanism on the door by placing a hand on the plate. If the rods are in the correct sequence, the door swings inward and new PCs can exit. If any rod is in the wrong hole, the bridge instantly vanishes.
So it wouldn't even matter that I was holding it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's a force field.
Okay.
It's one of those kind of force field wall of force there.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally disappears, dropping you into the tick bowl.
Okay. Yeah, it was do or die, and I wasn't getting anything, so instead of risking anyone... By the way, was the tick pole actually real?
No.
Okay.
But they were going to make, with illusions and the tick pole, make it look like you were eaten.
Yeah, I was... Sometimes you gotta admit that, okay, we're in over our heads, we're not going to risk anyone, and that's... I felt that was appropriate for this group.
Maybe next time you'll get higher than 11.
Maybe.
But, I noticed that with the first two, I think you did better.
Yeah, I feel like the designers for this one...
Same designer for all of them.
Oh, in that case, he
upped his game.
He really upped his game. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and then we are going into unboxing.
Yes.
Okay.
And I got a special surprise for you on the unboxing.
Okay. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We are going into unboxing. What do we have here?
Well, first I have a special surprise for you.
Okay.
It's not a traditional unboxing because it's not in a box. But it is a product that I think you'll be interested in.
So it's not this in front of me?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's the next thing we're going to unbox.
Okay.
But first, the special surprise.
Oh, okay. I've been working with you on this.
Yeah.
So, a reveal of me as a paper golem.
Yep, paper golems. It's on Patreon.
Yes.
I'm a Patreon member. I'm at the high level. I'm a platinum member, which means that I get to commission once a year a special mini.
And you chose to immortalize me in all the horror that is me.
Well, it was only fair because I already have one.
Yeah.
I have my GM John miniature, which I think everybody's seen.
Yes.
So, there's that. Now, that obviously isn't your miniature.
No, I'm not a colossal sized creature.
Yep. This.
I know, I'm a bit overweight, but
that is your actual miniature.
Mm-hmm. There I am.
Yep. We'll cut it out on cardstock and make it for an actual mini that people can see.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, I don't know if it was a commission or just a special surprise.
Yeah.
But this is the human anti-paladin.
Okay.
Riding a dire wolf.
Okay. That's cool. I know I have been working a bit on my GM persona. I think this will go a long ways. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, I don't recall getting a high res like that. On that scale. I'm going to need have you convert mine or something.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. But I'm
because I like this 8x11 version that we can put up.
Yeah, and I will say, as an artist, I don't have anything to criticize this. This looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, on to the main thing. This.
Yes.
Okay. So.
This is special because it fits into one of our core things that we work with.
And I believe it's education?
Education, yes.
Education. There we go. Okay, so we have tabletop EDU letter. Ooh. This is a nice hefty book here.
Yep, and softcover backs are the norm for this.
Oh, so this is a hardcover.
Yeah.
So this is Adventures in Teaching and Learning. And it's got a D20 in there. And this is from Table EDU.
And that's their email.
Okay.
Tabletop.edu, I believe.
So let's open this thing up.
No, it's tabletop.edu.org.
Ah.
I guess they couldn't really give themselves the EDU name.
Ah.
Because they're not actually a school or anything like that.
Use the Kopesh to open it. And let's use the katana for the last part. There we go.
So this came off of a Kickstarter. And I obviously didn't get the full, more expensive stuff. But in there, you should find a thing that called nesting egg, or what do you call it? A nest egg.
A nest egg.
Are you opening it from the back?
No, this is the front.
Okay.
This is
because I'm on the opposite side of you.
Ah, okay. I'm trying to present this to the camera so they can see. So we've got table of contents, introduction. Welcome, fellow travelers. Game-based learning is not gamification. Play as first principle and integrated framework for how TTRPGs facilitate learning. Okay.
Now, some people would consider the people doing this as a competitor for us.
We also believe a rising tide floats all boats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, there's plenty of clients to go around.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not who sets the standards, that's going to be taking, that'll take some time to figure out. I think we can learn from them, they can learn from us, and we can do that. I mean, we've been doing TRPGs for education for quite a while.
Yeah. So I know I'm going through this fairly quickly. The art in here is amazing. Ooh. I want to quickly go through the table of contents here.
Yeah, that's a good thing to start with.
Yeah. So we've got theoretical part 1, theoretical models for teaching and learning with TTRPGs. Part 2, practical tips for using TTRPGs with players. Part 3, NPCs, locations, and modules. And there is no part 4. Chapter 1, core theoretical foundations. And Chapter 2, design principles for learning with TTRPGs. Chapter 3, establishing and maintaining a healthy game table no matter where you are, which is good. Good. With a part 1 in there before play, part 2 during play, and part 3 after play. Good. They're breaking up the sections for in game, before game, and after game. Chapter 4, starting TTRPG programs in libraries or after school settings. TTRPGs as curriculum. I would love to see that versus compared to what you did.
The way I write curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in that, we've got getting started, creating and utilizing games in a classroom setting, additional elements to consider when designing learning RPGs.
Yeah, my way of writing curriculum was a cross between the therapeutic recreation model for programs and including the code words or code numbers that are used in the educational setting to show their goals.
So, then in the part 3 NPCs, locations, modules, we've got the ABCs of edifying NPCs, 12 settings to bring your learning to life, and then sample lessons and modules. And it has in there, I feel like it's important to point out, it has STEM module overview, the new frontier. The Cleanup Crew, which is a math game, the Canterbury Tales using primary sources, frame stories, and this student teaching. With a special thanks. So, I mean, it looks like a well-made book. We would have to scour this to see how good it really is, but at the very least, it looks from the overview, it looks like they're covering a lot of solid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you want a free sample of this book, you can go to tabletop.edu.org and you can download a free sample. This is just fresh off Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I think you might be able to buy the book soon.
I would hope so.
Or if not now, you can buy the Adventures in Teaching and Learning with TRPG ebook, PDF, or a limited edition hardcover. And the PDF is going to cost you $27, while the hardcover book is going to cost you $60.
Okay.
And there are other things that were available through the Kickstarter, like cards and other things, which I unfortunately didn't have the money for.
Yeah.
Anybody out there who's part of this who wants to donate some to us, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like, at the very least, a well-manufactured book.
Yep.
I hope that the contents in here is as good as the construction of this book.
Okay, can you find the nest egg in there?
Nest egg.
It might be it should be in the back, I would think.
Let me see. Let's go to the back. We've got early board supporters.
Early bird supporters. That's supposed to be the nest egg.
Okay. There's also VIP super backers and the club sponsors. So,
read the early birds.
The early birds. There's a lot of early birds here. And I'm scouring through. I don't think they put this in alphabetical order.
Oh, that sucks. Let me see it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm looking for your name, Hawk's name, or RPG Research's name.
Well, it's going to be either my name or RPG Research, and I really don't remember which one I told them to put in there. So, yeah. See the pictures of the eggs? That's the nest egg.
Ah.
All right again. Yeah, there is no sense of
organization.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this is different from our methods.
Mm-hmm.
What can I pick up? Oh, there I am. John Welker.
Okay. Let me show you. Okay. So we have.
I feel I should have put RPG research in there.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm the one who actually bought it.
Yeah. So, we do try to support others as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is awesome. That is awesome.
How much time do we have left?
About 17 minutes.
Well, let's open the last box.
Yes. I would have loved to have spent more time with that book, but that'd be getting into a lot more nuanced stuff.
I think that should be scoured in our playtest days. When we finally get those started.
Yes. Okay. It says open up here. Come on. There we go. We have bubble wrap.
Of course. No cat paper in this one.
Yes, there is. Right there.
Oh, yay!
There's cat paper. So we have something called Vasen.
Yeah.
Starter set.
I think it's Vasen.
Vasen. Nordic horror role-playing.
And being Nordic and Hispanic and. But I do like the Nordic, and there is a thing called Mythic Carpathia, which is basically vampires and dragons.
Okay.
So this is the starter set.
Mm-hmm.
And it should have everything we need to play. I don't recall anybody making any claims that this was an open and run.
Okay. Or at least there's that. It's Free League, and I've been very happy with a lot of stuff from Free League.
Yeah. So the main thing is the starter set, then you have the core rule book,
mm-hmm.
and then the expansions are Mythic Carpathia,
yeah,
The Wicked Secret and Other Mysteries,
mm-hmm.
Basically a module, Mythic Britain and Ireland,
ooh,
Seasons of Mysteries, and the Lost Mountain Saga. So we have Wallachia and England and Great Britain stories, the Irish and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking. I want to play it all.
So they've got some interesting dice here. So this is a D6 with a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and then a symbol on 6. I'm guessing that symbol has something to do.
Well, the symbol also is 6 arms.
6 arms. Okay. And there are, let's see here, 3, 6, 9, 10 dice. We have some cards. Initiative cards.
Yeah, they're a custom card deck.
Mm-hmm.
Are they just initiative cards?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's take a look.
There we go. Initiative cards. Initiative card. Initiative card. Yeah, these are all initiative cards. But on the back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Can I see the cards?
Sure. Here you go.
And that's all it says is initiative cards.
This is initiative cards.
There are other cards that you can get with your custom deck that are the different critters.
Mm-hmm. We've got an advertisement for other Free League stuff.
Okay.
Don't think we have to go through that.
No, I've already told you the Vasen.
Ooh. Okay. we've got Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing in dark forests and forlorn mountains, by black lakes and hidden groves. At your doorstep, in the shadows, something stirs. Strange beings, twisted creatures, lurking at the edge of vision, watching, waiting. Unseen by most, but not by you. You see them for what they really are. Vaesen. Bit of theatrics, reading for you. I do try to,
It is trying to give you a feel for the game before you even start.
Right. And I try to, apply some of that in even my reading. Don't just do, bog text. I'm reading out of the... put some theatrics in there. So we got Vaesen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the rules book. Small rules book. We've got the Haunting of Castle Gyllenkreutz. I don't know how to pronounce that. Gyllenkreutz. Gyllenkreutz. Oh, that's rough. We have a Codex Occultum.
A magic book?
Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot.
I can't wait until we start doing playtests again.
Okay, so this is awesome. Okay, I'm a nerd for these type of things, right? Okay, so this is called Codex Occultum. What is that? It looks like a spellbook. You said it looks like a spellbook,
yeah.
Right? Open it up. There's the Ashen Tree Wife. And it looks like a lore book. This is their monsters manual.
Oh,
this is their stats. No, they don't have the stats, but they have the information on all these monsters. This is both a rule supplement and a prop at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. People, do more of this. This is, by the way, one of the reasons why I loved 3rd edition, because the books felt like tomes that you'd be using.
Well, they even were designed like tomes.
Yeah. Ooh, can you bring one of the player's handbooks from 3rd edition, so I can show people? Okay. Ooh,
come on.
It's dropped. There we go.
I'm gonna kill myself trying to get this out.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
So, this is a 3rd edition book, and I very much like the design of this because, one, it looks like a tome, right? It looks like an old ancient tome, right? So, you could think, as a player, I'm going to reference my book, and it feels like an adventuring book.
Yeah.
And the DMG and the Monsters Manual, all of them were stylized to look like books. And I loved that. I miss that.
Yeah. I mean, the books, all the other books look like books.
Right.
But they don't look like an in-world book.
Right. So we have a skill tests, helping, pushing, slow, fast actions, movement, attacking, dodging, parrying conditions, fear. And these are
condensed rules.
These are condensed rules, and I'm not going to go through all of these because they're just reprints of them. So we've got 5 different ones for, I guess, 5 players.
Right.
We have some more props, some player handouts. So that can be folded. I'm not going to fold it.
It's got the player handouts.
These are the player handouts, yeah. And then, even more, I love it when they give us good props. We've got characters.
Now these look like the One Ring role-playing game character sheets because they are...
on the back are the stats.
Yeah, they're landscape instead of portrait.
Yes. So we have Torina Matse, I'm going to mispronounce all of these. I apologize. Franz Nordenflinch. Otto Nystrom.
Please write in with your corrections.
Selma. Bit redundant there. Selma Nilsdotter.
Nilsdotter.
Rasmus Frisk. And those are the characters that are, I guess, the
pre-gens.
The pre-gens. Okay. And I'm going to have to come back to these books. I want to get through these handouts. These look amazing. We have... I'm going to go to the map first. This is a...
large, full-color map with the mythic north on one side and the town of Uppsala on the other.
Yeah.
And that looks like a real map.
Yeah. And this is good quality paper. See? And there's on the other side, the city map.
And both of those are done in the styles that were appropriate for the time and place.
And then we have Castle... How did you pronounce that name?
Gillenskruis.
I don't want... Here's one thing with the thick ones. I don't always know if
there's a middle section.
If there's a middle section, yeah. So we've got an isometric, segmented layers of the castle. I believe Castle Ravenloft was shown like this as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things about that is that based on the maps that we're seeing, we're not playing on grids. We're probably not even using miniatures.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There were 3 handout sheets, 10 initiative cards, 5 rules reference cards, 10 engraved custom dice, map of the castle.
Where are the rule books? There's the rule books. I accidentally putting them away. I want to get into that next. So let's put these away. So they're nice and safe. So we've got what do you want to look into? The adventure or the rules?
Let's start with the rules.
Okay. So that's the rules book. Ooh, skeletons and skulls right on the first page.
Well, a skeleton without a skull is just incomplete.
True. So we've got a table of contents, introduction to the Mythic North, the Vaesen, the site, what is a role-playing game, and safety tools right there by page 3.
And safety tools, I love it.
Yeah.
And I think it should be mandatory for anything that's calling themselves a horror game to have safety tools.
Right. So, next is player characters, which includes motivation, trauma, dark secrets, attributes, skills, talents, relationships, gear and memento, and resources. Making skill tests, when to roll, 6 means success.
So it's an auto success? Or it's numbers of successes.
Yeah. Modifiers, helping, multiple successes, failed tests, pushing the roll, opposed tests, and passive rolls. Combat, initiative, zones and range, fighting Vaesen, slow and fast actions, movement, attacking, weapons, dodging, parrying, grappling, fleeing combat, and ambushing. Damage conditions, broken, conditions for NPCs, conditions for Vaesen, fear, and recovery. And all of it in 16 pages. All the rules in 16 pages.
The actual full rule book, let's see if I can see how many pages that is.
If they can get all the rules in 16 pages, I think that's pretty good.
For a starter set, yes.
Yeah.
What's the next book? Oh, I'm looking this up.
The next book is The Adventure. The Haunting of Castle Gildenkrutz. We've got a introduction, overview, the background, invitation, the Bureau and the Baker, meeting Lena, to the castle, arrival, the castle garden, countdown, the library, ground floor, the bathroom, the laboratory, then confrontation, the occult temple, the will-o-wisps, the deed, and conclusion. So it looks like we have an entire adventure in 12 pages. So let's see what type of art we have in here. You've got some hiccups going on.
I do.
I do love the artwork. I feel like there is something thematic when you have a nice black and white. Or in this case, monotone.
Yeah.
I mean, color is good too, but sometimes you want the color to matter when you do it. So, for contrast, and this is a perfect example here, where there's a whole lot of green, but the majority of it is black. So everything kind of fades into the back, even though that you've got the little stars over here. And then you've got the map.
The same map as the poster map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of Castle Gildenkrutz. I want to see what art is in the rules book.
For the main role-playing game.
Yeah.
It says, where'd it go? Core rule book.
Mm-hmm.
Based in Nordic horror role-playing, is written by Niels Hins and based on the work of Swedish illustrator and author Johan Egerkrans. Vaesen presents a dark Gothic setting steeped in Nordic folklore and the old myths of Scandinavia. Game mechanics utilize an adapted version of the award-winning Year's Zero engine.
And this is definitely Gothic. Okay. Well, that is actually getting to the end of our show today.
I couldn't find how many pages the... oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can get a table of contents from the original.
Maybe.
Nope.
Okay, so that was our show today. This has been a RPG Talk Show brought to you by RPG Research in cooperation with the USS Bismarck, but now it's called the USS Spokane. They recently changed their name. The Inland Empire Star Trek Fan Association. Comments, suggestions, and questions should be directed to info@rpgresearch.com with the subject line including RPG Talk Show.
Next week, our topics will be safety tools and all of them. Let me see here. What's the best way to say this? Safety and consent.
Safety and consent.
And consent is safety.
Yes. And I do believe, because we've been talking about that, next episode we're going to be talking about some pretty triggering stuff.
It can be.
Yeah.
I mean, just the list of trigger warnings can be triggering.
Yeah. Now, mind you, he's not hiccuping because of those.
Yeah, no. I'm hiccuping because my diaphragm is in a spasm.
Okay. So, see you next week. Good night.
And dream well.